Alright.
Good afternoon. Video was supposed to be shot in the woods, but I got out there and well, the day just didn't turn out like I planned it. So I got home and I needed to get this done this week. This is Alex's selection. So I let Alex the Beer Master, as he goes by on YouTube, he has a channel. He has Food Fridays with Alex is what I really know him for, but he does beer reviews as well. And he does a live on Fridays where we review food with beer usually. He usually picks, anyway, doing a Food Friday, and I let him pick my next review, and this was the one he picked, although Ron Therio put his 2 cents in, and so Alex went along with Ron. So I don't know who this is really for, Ron or Alex or both, but it was Alex's choice. He chose the Glen Moray 12. And I've done the Glen Moray, what was that one I didn't like too well? Chardonnay. But the Glen Moray, just the standard Elgin Classic, non-age stated. And I didn't think that was a bad whiskey at all. I thought it was fairly decent. So I do got the box. The box is downstairs, and I ain't going downstairs to bring it back up. I'm just wore out. So, believe it, I have been moving deer stands all day, and it's not even funny. Anyway, the Glen Moray, I'll read a little bit from the front. Let me pour some. Let's get that started first. My wife's inside making chicken and dumplings, so when you hear the thump, 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 that's what's going on with her. It's a Glen Moray Elgin Speyside Single Malt Scotch, which all Speysides are Highlands, but not all Highlands are Speysides. And if you know anything about Scotch, you know what I'm referring to. It's called the Elgin Heritage. Glen Moray 12-year-old single malt whiskey has been matured and carefully selected American oak cask to create a smooth, sweet character combined with subtle oak flavors. This is only 40% alcohol by volume, and distilled and matured at Glen Moray Distillery, Elgin, Scotland. It's got the master distiller's signature on it, and although I do know who that is, the name escapes me now, and I can't make out the signature on that. I'm sorry. Anyway, now the light up there's kicking on. Y'all gonna hear that wonderful buzzing sound, so that's irritating. But let me finish. A wonderful balance of American oak infused, according to the back, vanilla and berry fruits. I'm already going to tell you, the vanilla's right on. This spot on with this one. Color, chill filtration, we assume both. There's nothing to say anything different about it. Price-wise, we're looking at, depending on where you're at in the country, anywhere, usually probably somewhere between $35 range on sale up to $45 range. That's pretty common. It's a big distillery, produces a lot of whiskey, so enough about that. It is a very golden color, dark golden color. There is some amber tints to it, but not much, mostly golden color. It is darker than the original Elgin Classic, although we can probably attribute the color to caramel. Legs they form, they're narrow. They're a mixed match of slow and fast. But there is some viscosity to it. I would call it a medium viscosity. I wouldn't call it a heavy viscosity. And there's the vanilla. The vanilla is there. And I have to agree, the berry fruits are there. And I want to step it up even one more. Blackberry. I've already tried. I should have my notes in front of me, but we're going to wing this one. Because, again, I don't feel like going down and getting all that stuff. There's a honey component to it, sweetness-wise. And that comes off in the nose. Blackberries and blueberries. The dark berries, not raspberries, not strawberries. Blackberries and blueberries on this one. Maybe even gooseberries. Or I think, as they would call, I think gooseberries are the same thing as currants, but I don't know about that. Don't quote me on that. It's 48 degrees out here, hence the fogging on the glass. But that honey is nice. That honey and that vanilla is very nice in this. Ever so gentle hint of spice comes across in the nose. A very, very subtle, maybe allspice. I wouldn't call it nutmeg or cinnamon, not on the nose. Let's bring more of that allspice note. The nose is gentle. You can really get your nose in at 40%. We expect some sort of gentility. Just a second. I'm back. Let's get into the palate. Yeah, I had nothing to drink all day. Or yes, well, I had a beer yesterday evening. On Bumpies, but a little prickliness on the tongue. Nothing. Front of the tongue on first sip. For 40%, I wouldn't have actually expected to get much of it, but there's just a little bit there. Again, the vanilla. The vanilla in this one is awesome. The American oak with the vanilla, and again, the blackberries blueberry combo. Whiskey burp, sorry about that. And it's not even a nice little slightly sour tangy note on the sides of the tongue. I like that, by the way. When it does it right, I mean, when it really works, it really works. And when it leaves it in, to me, it's really, I enjoy that. I'm going to take another sip because I want to say something, but I'm not going to say it. So we have palate following nose pretty much throughout the entire experience. The berries, the honey sweetness is there. It's not caramel to me. It's honey. It's not got that dense, heavy, almost cooked note to it. It's a little bit more fresh on the sweetness. So it's honey to me. The vanillas are rich in there. Very rich. Spice-wise, spice is dialed back. That's why I want to go get another sip real quick. Ever so gentle in the spiciness. You know, I'm going to stick with allspice on this one. And it just lays in the background. It's not prominent. It just lingers. We got a medium finish. Nah. Short to medium finish. Not short, but it's not quite medium either. Somewhere short to medium finish on it. And again, that tangy, sour notes on the side of the tongue into the finish, which is nice. I can actually chew on this one almost. There is a hint and a very light hint of chocolate in this. It's light. It's not very prominent, and it doesn't show up till the end, till the end of the sip, and once you're getting into the finish. And it's just a hint. It's just lingers back there, just like the allspice does. Well, it's a hint though there. I enjoy this. Score wise, I mean, we are dealing with a 12-year-old mass-produced, large distillery, both non-chill, both chill filtered and collared. Not necessarily all that makes it a bad product. Not in my book, anyway. Would like to see it without it? Yes, of course. Would like to see it 43% or more ABV? Yes, of course. But you know, it's a money-making thing, and they're offering something to the beginning Scotch drinker or the Scotch drinker who doesn't want to spend a lot of money. They're offering them a product, and it's a decent product for the price. I cannot find fault in it, other than maybe it's not quite has the richness and texture and flavors that I would really like to see a little bit more prominent. There's nothing in here that's detracting in any way. There's not. I don't get no wonky, weird flavors. I don't get no craziness. I got a crazy ass dog barking over at some kids about 2 blocks over, which is driving me nuts right now. But I can't do nothing about that. Score-wise, you know, I'm going to give it an 87. I'm going to give it an 87. 87 might be high to some of y'all, but it's very drinkable. It's very doable. And if when you catch it on sale, let's say around $35 to $37 for a 12-year-old Scotch, it's better than some other 12s out there. I'm not going to throw names out. I'm not going to do it. I want to, but I'm not. Because I won't be called out by some of you guys who get offended and start thinking crazy things, and I don't need any of that. But it is better than some of the 12s out there for sure. And it's not going to hurt your pocketbook. It's not going to hurt your palate. No, now, don't go into this thinking you're going to get this extravagant experience. You're not. You're going to get just an average 12-year-old Scotch experience, maybe slightly above average. 85 to me is an average experience. I like Scott's grading. When he opens a bottle, every bottle starts at 85, either goes down or goes up. And I do like that. I think I've been following that recipe from the Scotch Test Dummies, Scott, and his rating and how he works it. I like that. That's why I follow him on it anymore. I've done it for the last couple of years, I think. So that's all I got to really say about it, guys. Remember, the spirit in your glass ain't running from you. Take your time, sip, and enjoy it. You'll be better for it, as will we all. And that dog will probably shut up about the time I'm done with this. But, you know, that's the way it goes. You can't control it all. Later, everybody. Good basis, Scott.